Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, General Hospital Diaries. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. General Hospital reveals that Josslyn, Jax, and Vaughn end up in a dangerous situation that later leads to a surprisingly emotional shower scene, so here's how all the drama unfolds. At Sonny Corinthos' house, 88 Justine Turner listens in secretly as Drew threatens to send golden boy Michael Corinthos to prison for attacking him unless Sonny cooperates with his demands. Drew insists on Willow Tate getting expanded visitation rights, and he also pushes for Sonny to sell his peers to Jen Sidwell before taking an extended break away from Port Charles. When Drew brings up a conversation with wily Corinthos that riles Michael, Sonny grows furious over his grandson being dragged into Drew's scheme. Sonny warns Drew that none of this will win Willow back, and refuses to bow to his terms. After Sonny throws Drew out, 88 Turner reveals herself and is stunned by what she overheard. Sonny tells her that she's just witnessed the real Drew in action, though he points out that she can't take this information to court since Drew could twist things to make it look like Sonny bribed her. Turner worries about Sonny taking matters into his own hands, so she cautions him not to retaliate. Meanwhile at GH, Stella Henry agrees to cooperate with investigators and is taken aside for private questioning. Jordan Ashford interrupts Curtis Ashford and Portia Robinson's romantic evening with a call about Stella's legal issue, prompting them to rush to the hospital. At the Home and Heart studio, Brooklyn Quartermain speaks with Flora Gardens, who urges her to consider Lois Chirillo's point of view and try to mend their relationship. Nearby, Maxie Jones meets with Martin Gray to ask if her recent actions could get her forced out of deception. Martin clarifies that her partners don't have the authority to remove her, but warns that her decisions could still strain those professional bonds. Maxie insists on being transparent about Sonny's investment in deception, so she asks Martin to quietly arrange a meeting with the district attorney's office. Brooke Lynn grows curious about Maxie's conversation when she appears, but Maxie is pulled away for her on-air segment. At Windmere, Sidwell and Lucy Coe share a flirtatious moment before Lucy heads off for her TV appearance. Sidwell promises to tune in and gives her a sweet gesture of encouragement. After Lucy leaves, Marco Rios notices the spark between his father and Lucy, questioning him about it. Drew later arrives, eager to boast about his latest moves against Sonny and Michael. Although Drew talks about sending Michael to prison and reclaiming time with Willow's children, Sidwell warns that provoking Sonny could backfire badly. Once Drew departs, Marco discusses with Sidwell how Drew's agenda no longer fits their own, leading Sidwell to suggest that Drew may soon become a liability. Back at the studio, Maxie demonstrates a face cream during her segment, but suddenly looks unwell. She collapses, leaving the entire set in chaos. Later, Martin heads to the hospital to take on Stella's case, only to be told he can't since he's also under review in the insurance fraud investigation. At the Five Poppies Resort, Britt Westbourne manages to pull Pascal away from Jason Morgan with excuses about lab work, but Pascal quickly returns his attention to Jason. Meanwhile, in Josslyn and Vaughn's suite, Joss is haunted by what went down with Cyrus Renaud and the aftermath of a deadly confrontation. Vaughn quietly handles the cleanup and convinces Joss that they bought themselves more time before heading home. Joss then suggests she might be able to get Britt to open up about the mysterious project connected to Professor Henry Hank Dalton. Vaughn agrees they should delay their return while they regroup. When Vaughn checks on Joss, he finds her fully clothed in the shower, shaken from everything that happened. Vaughn steps in, clothes and all, to comfort her in a moment of raw vulnerability. Back with Jason, he shows up at Britt's room looking for her, and the two lock eyes once more. General Hospital hints that Jason and Britt have some deep conversations coming up. General Hospital reveals that Maxie Jones will be rushed to the hospital, while Jason Morgan demands answers from Britt Westbourne about how she managed to survive. Carly Spencer will also turn her anger toward Nina Reeves over Willow Tate's struggles, so let's dive into what's next in Port Charles. First, Drew Kane will declare that he's been wronged and will try to push forward a case that could land Michael Corinthos in legal trouble. Meanwhile, Carly and Nina will have another explosive confrontation. As tensions rise, Carly will insist that Nina has caused far too much pain for Willow, and that accusation will push Nina to her limit, leading her to fire back at Carly in a heated exchange. Over with Diane Miller, She'll sit down with Michael and Sonny Corinthos to discuss a legal strategy. Diane will point out that Michael knew what he was doing when he threw that punch at Drew, and she'll caution that his decision could come back to haunt him. Meanwhile, half a world away at the Five Poppies Resort, Jason Morgan corners Britt Westbourne. Reunited after years, his concern is far more urgent than sentiment. He demands answers. How did she survive Heather Weber's poisoned hook attack? Her return is riddled with mystery, and Josslyn, Jax, and Vaughn see her as their key lead, making Jason's interrogation pivotal. Back in Port Charles, tensions boil over as Carly Spencer confronts Nina Reeves at the Metro Court pool. Carly lays blame squarely on Nina, claiming everything Willow Tate has suffered rests on her shoulders. Unable to contain her emotions, Nina loses her cool, and the confrontation explodes in a powerful confrontation. Diane Miller joins Michael Corinthos and Sonny Corinthos for a sobering discussion. She makes it blunt. Michael knew exactly what he was doing when he punched Drew Kane, and now he'll face consequences. Meanwhile, Drew storms into the police station, adamant that he is the real victim. ADA, Justine Turner, and Anna Devane initiate a cautious alliance, though Anna remains warily skeptical of Justine's motives. In Croatia, Josslyn and Vaughn regroup and strategize. Britt remains their best lead. Anna, though reluctant, agrees to a precarious partnership with Justine, which may change the battlefield once more. However, ADA Justine Turner will begin looking at Drew from a different angle. Justine will take steps to help Sonny and Michael by aligning herself with Anna Devane, though Anna will be skeptical at first. Anna will worry that this so-called alliance could be a trap, but she'll eventually decide to go along with Justine's plan. Since Drew's anger is set to boil over in the next episode or two, Justine and Anna may find the perfect opening to derail his case. At the Five Poppies Resort, Josslyn Jax will find new strength after receiving some much-needed comfort from Vaughn. Josslyn will soon be ready to refocus on her mission, and she'll remind Vaughn that Britt remains their most valuable lead. While Josslyn and Vaughn map out their next move, Jason will confront Britt with some pressing questions, beginning with how she managed to survive Heather Weber's brutal attack. The question is, how much of the truth will Britt actually reveal? Back in Port Charles, an ambulance will be called once Maxie suddenly collapses on the home and heart set. After Maxie is rushed to the hospital, Lucas Jones will spring into action, doing everything possible to save her. It'll soon become clear that Maxie may have been exposed to poisoned face cream, suggesting this could be tied to Jen Sidwell's scheme to silence her. If Maxie slips into a coma or even vanishes from the hospital later, Sidwell could succeed in stopping her from turning over any incriminating evidence involving Sonny and deception. General Hospital says Maxie's frightening health crisis will leave her loved ones in shock. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.